Hello and a warm welcome to the second day of the Abstergo Invitational. Once more, I'm joined by the lovely team here of the English stream. Next to me, we have the lovely Noctalia, who is the community manager of Assassin's Creed 3 multiplayer. Once more, we have Nitch with us, aka Tim, who is the lead game designer of Assassin's Creed 3 multiplayer. God damn those titles. And last but not least, we have the one with the longest title, which of course is Angie, also known as Subject 17, and she is not only a partner and director of Machinima, but also our community representative and a long-time player. Also, she owns 2 YouTube channels, which you should definitely go and check out. Once more, you guys give your very valuable insight onto the games. Today, we're gonna play Domination. I already say Dominion.
Yeah,
that's pretty much the same. But yeah, we're gonna play Domination. So yesterday was Manhunt. Today everything can be different. As the team which was leading yesterday, Les Furtifs, they already mentioned Domination isn't quite their favorite mode. So what do you guys think can we expect of today?
I know that the TemplassinS, they're actually Domination is their favorite mode. So they were saying that they were probably going to do much better today. So I think we can expect something here. They're the PC team, by the way, for those who weren't there yesterday.
Yeah, and I know that I was speaking to Assassin Français yesterday as well. Both of them seem quite confident coming into this, which is quite exciting because at the end of the day, we know that Assassin Français, they're the trailing team at the moment, but they seem very confident with Domination, which is cool. How do you feel about what are you looking forward to seeing today?
A winner. A winner.
I'm pretty sure we will get one, actually. Yeah. The points, I mean, if we maybe can take a look at it, or if we can't, I'm still going to just mention it. Yesterday, we ended the stream with Les Furtifs being on the top with 15 points overall, and that only counts the map. As for each map they win, they get 3 points, but because they were the overall winner of the day, I think they got additional 2 points. So technically, Les Furtifs should be on 17 points. They're just adding up. There we go. We stay at 15. So maybe we didn't count the overall win yet. TemplassinS, they're currently at 9 points, and as we just mentioned, Assassin Français currently really far behind with 3 points, but I mean they can catch up really easily if they're just going to win some maps there. So definitely a good way for them to catch up. And yeah, obviously in Domination the maps are a bit different, so everything we're going to see is going to be a lot different. So does any one of you want to explain the modes to our lovely audience?
Sure. So Domination is once again team-based mode. The map is split into 3 different territories. Each territory, in the center of that territory, has a capture position. And what you have to do is, if you are the attacking team, as in the team that doesn't own the territory, you have to get into the center of it. You have to capture it, and until you can capture it, until you have captured it, you are currently the targets, which means that the players within it that are defending it can kill you. Sounds a bit complicated, but when the action starts going...
Yeah, I was about to say, like, if you see it, it's getting pretty obvious what's going on, and it also makes for very different varieties of tactical stuff on the maps as well. So we're going to see that the maps being played a lot differently than what we saw yesterday. We will see a lot of different approaches. So I'm personally really looking forward to that, and I guess I can speak for all of us saying that. Also, of course, we now have the prizes collected here on our table, which the teams which are going to win are actually going to take. So I don't know, does anyone fancy going through of them? Is there some pretty awesome stuff?
I can do that. So that's going to be for the winning team. Okay, so this is the unique reward. It's a Tomahawk, a really good replica though we got here. It's one for the entire team, and they're going to put it into the game again whenever or if we have another Abstergo Invitational tournament. Then we have this T-shirt. So these shirts are made by UB Workshop. They're making plenty of awesome stuff like hoodies and T-shirts,
necklaces. They have animals necklaces. Definitely have to get one of them. Pretty darn cool.
Plenty of really cool stuff, so you can check out their website. And then we have this poster that's been signed by the management team. So we have like, well, Tim signed this, for instance, lead game designer. designer, we have the game director, we have the lead artist director, a bunch of really cool people, and it's a poster that we drew at the NC studio, so it's actually pretty rare. And then
The most awesome thing, in my opinion.
I know, it's so pretty. This is a unique artwork. There are only 20 of these in the world, and we're giving these. It's going to be one for each player for first and second teams. And then they're also getting headsets from Astro Gaming. They're a partner in this tournament, as well as
NVIDIA graphic cards.
yeah, NVIDIA graphic cards. And I was about to say Mad Cat's mice.
And also they get a tour, a paid trip to the Annecy studios of Ubisoft.
They get to come to the studio,
really cool.
and they get to play the next tournament we're going to organize. So that's for the first team, but all prizes can be found for, if you're English speaker, which I assume you are, you can find them on the multiplayer forums. I just updated the thread this morning with everything on there.
You find them in French on the Abstergo page. That's what I did, and I started to translate it, which went really well. As you can see here, I just started. I did make that.
We have a
so
sheet with everything on there.
I can't quite vouch for whatever I wrote down here, so maybe it's like completely wrong. Out of all those prizes, what would you fancy the most?
I want the T-shirt, actually.
Don't you already have one of those? You seem to possess it. Okay, you just want to have a second one for the
another one to add to the collection. No, actually,
good.
I wouldn't mind the poster, the independent poster, because that is pretty awesome.
It is.
Definitely.
I'll take all of them. I'm not gonna go for one. Yeah, I'm just gonna take everything. Oh, and also, of course, they get a statue.
Oh yeah,
if you go back on it,
everybody, like all the winning team gets a statue,
there we go.
which is pretty awesome. And also, our viewers are getting some DLC codes. So you may win a DLC code for Xbox or PS3 or even season passes. So you're going to be able to win these if you tweet to us. So you can tweet either to @Abstergo Invit. It's on my Twitter account if you're looking for this. Or to Tim, if you know his Twitter, so that's Nitch. Or mine, which is Noctalia. So please make a tweet and we'll select the most original. Or you can also comment on the forum post if you wish, and we'll select people and we'll make you win these prizes. So you can tell us if you're either a PC player, Xbox player, or PS3 players. We have codes for everybody.
I'd like to see some haikus being made. Oh, come on, you said it must be original. Make a haiku. Like, I don't know, go creative. Okay. Make a poem. Make a paint drawing and post it of whatever you like. Be creative. We want to see some creativity. I'm only like helping you, giving you more chances to win by throwing out creative ideas. Really, you wouldn't choose a haiku or a poem over someone saying, "I want to win."
If someone does an artwork about this tournament, he'll get something.
See.
Yeah.
See?
Artwork.
That's how easy it was.
Easy.
Easy.
Easy. Or music. Write a piece of... Okay, no. You don't have to.
Sing a song in Otter language.
Or you can dance. Make a dance. Oh, yes, make a dance.
Make a dance.
Yeah. I really wanted to dance today, but...
expression dances. That's going to be great. I mean, we have a whole day for that kind of stuff. So when are the winners going to be the tournament? Is that going to be the end of the day?
My the end of the day, we have so many codes that I don't think we'll be able to mention everybody who won. So it might be in the beginning of the week. In the beginning of next week, I'll be doing this. So you can expect to get a PM or a DM from me at the beginning of the week.
Okay, so basically they have the time up until like the tournament is over today to go creative. So spend that time wisely. Obviously, don't miss our stream. It's not going to be only our English stream, as one or two people already probably noticed. We also have a French stream, and on the French stream, we once more have our cheerleaders, who are I don't know. Do they really motivate their team? I'm not sure it really worked out so far.
They definitely seem to take the glory for their team winning.
They take that, that's for sure. So that's the lovely French casters. You should definitely go check them out. They are supporting each team and cheer for them. And they also have a GoPro cam with which they follow the teams and annoy them at the back of the booths and just watch them playing. How would you feel about that? Like, I don't know. I'd probably feel very disturbed if I had like a random person sitting behind me with a camera going like, Yeah.
They did it to us yesterday, but you're so involved in the game that you're playing that you just don't even know.
You didn't notice?
You won't notice.
Okay.
I didn't notice.
Well, talking about that, I'm actually going to go with a GoPro camera at some point and interview the players because I'm French, so I speak French. So, and most of them don't actually speak English, so I'm going to go around and ask them questions and translate their answers for you. So, like, and I'm also going to follow the forums and everything. So, if you have questions, you can also ask them, and I'll try to answer some of them when possible.
You're such a darling.
I know, I'm amazing.
I know, right?
Someone has to say it.
Someone has to be one. I mean, everyone else is just, yeah.
That's what we're saying. Like, if you don't do it, no one's going to ever.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, this tournament is off to a good start. So I'm not quite sure when we start with the first game, but it's definitely going to be le Templassin against Assassin Français. I'm getting better at that. Yeah. We practiced all night. Like, none of us went too bad. Actually, we sat down on the table, drinking our sparkly water, going over the names. She was yelling at us. She slapped our face, like proper backhanded slaps, and really make sure that all of us are going to pronounce it proper today.
Yeah, well, what we can also do, what we've been saying yesterday, is we can only say the 3 first letters of their clan. You know, like
I get confused if I only use letters, I think.
You prefer to say furtif?
Les furtifs.
Yeah.
Les furtifs. Les Templassins. Assassin français.
You're really good at that now. That's
oui,
true.
Oui. Je comprends français, je parle français. C'est pas du problème.
I just taught you how to say this and it was not.
So, no, il y a...
I think you're spoiling the magic right now.
Problem.
Sorry.
Things happening, French.
A lot of things here happen in French.
Yeah, I know, right? So, the first match obviously going to be between the team which is currently really, really far back. Mm-hmm. Do you think they feel confident, or does that make them, like, I don't know, does that make them scared being so far behind?
Well,
or do you think it's actually not going to matter?
I don't know. I mean, it's really tricky to call this one. They're way behind, as you say. They're 6 points behind the second place, even more, 12 points behind leading. So they really have to pull out. They seemed very confident last night, talking about domination. They said that was their game. But so did TemplassinS. So this first match is going to be very exciting to see. And I think it's Assassin Français have to win every single game to stand a chance of winning the whole competition.
Actually, that's true. Like, I can't do the math in my head, but it sounds right.
We'll go with that.
Well,
should have sat there, right?
The Furtif, they won 5 games yesterday. So
5.
If they lose everything and another team wins at least 5 games, they're good.
I mean, I can't actually see them losing everything, although
No,
I don't know
neither.
how bad they actually play in Domination. Maybe it wasn't the kind of, like, oh, we're not so good, like being humble about it. I don't know. Maybe they were just like really humble.
Could be tactics again.
Yeah, again, it could be tactics. I mean, I would always do that, like just telling other people I'm horrible. You guys did that yesterday in the warm-up, so...
Yeah.
This
yeah,
was
that
totally
was
intentional.
It was intentional.
We totally did that. Totally.
You're going to play today again, right?
I believe so, yeah. But this time we're playing Domination, so that's more my game, but less Angie's game, right?
That's correct.
But let Angie decide on the
play
maps
hard.
today.
I'm going to play hard.
That's good.
On the
Raw
maps.
pickles, raw.
Please don't let it. Don't let it be the animus core, please.
Okay.
Well, actually, I wouldn't mind actually for domination. That is a different. It's just a completely different mode. It's a completely different style of game. So I don't really mind which map it's going to be in.
All right, and we do have the warm-up here for our first game. So we do see the 2 teams getting ready, getting confident. And yeah, we can actually now that the warm-up is running, we can start to explain the interface, as some stuff is a little bit different in Domination, obviously, as you can already see. The areas being flagged in different colors, etc. So we're going to explain that to you so you can follow the whole action.
Sure. So, as I mentioned, Domination split into 3. The map is split into 3 different territories. Typically, we see a person dying, so the HUD disappears briefly. So, but we'll when that comes back up. So as you can see in the screen at the very top, you have the time. Unlike Manhunt yesterday, it's only 1 round. The match is 10 minutes long. You can see the scoring gauge. Now, this is quite important, or very important. if you control more than one territory, as in 2 or 3 territories, you will see that bar or that gauge moving in one direction. Once again, the winning team, team we're viewing is the white team. So it doesn't matter which team we're on. If you see the white score gauge, that is the team we're currently viewing. So we're currently watching TemplassinS, and they're currently losing, but they're trying to take their territories to push that gauge back. Now, if the time runs out, whoever has the largest gauge, whichever is on the biggest section, that will be the winning team. Something else that's unique with Domination, though, is if you push that gauge all the way to the end, that will be what we call a lockout. That's Domination, and that means that the team who pushes the gauge all the way to the end before the time runs out, they win instantly. It ends the round. It's basically our way of showing, no, these guys, you're not going to make it back.
Yeah, so basically you won't even play out all 10 minutes if that's going to be the case. And yeah, as you can see, the letters obviously, A, B, and C, they are counting for each territory they are in possession of. So we do see the white team, Templassin, that way around. They're currently in possession of the area C, and A and B are for their opponents. And yeah, I mean, as you already mentioned before, if you go into an area which you don't have with your team, which you don't control, you are always the target. So that just means that all you can do is once more being like hiding, being sneaky, stunning, and just trying to get the time to actually control that area. You have to be there for a few seconds. So yeah, that makes it can make it really, really hard if they defend well to actually get that area, because the area is not so big. You will see your opponents at some point or another. It's a bit hard to hide, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we see a top-down view of the map, and this is just showing you the different locations. So they're not exactly equal, but they're spaced apart to sort of create the best balance between all the different zones. So where you see the A, B, and C, those are actually where the capture zones are. So they're laid out in this way to allow the maximum amount of ways to approach it, so that it's not so obvious when a player is approaching. We're currently seeing TemplassinS not doing too well. They're holding on to one position, which is good, because it's slowing down the other team from beating them straight away, but they really need to bring it back. They've got 6 minutes remaining. They need to take a position, because at the moment Français can kind of just sit back and defend. They don't need to take the other position, because they'll win. They know they're going to win with the way the result is at the moment.
Yeah, and basically how you can see, like in the game, if your team is going to do something. If you look at the A right now, like the circle is turning red, and that means that the other team, Français, are currently getting that one. So now they lost all their territories. So with that little symbol, you can always see like how far they're in on capturing a territory. So obviously, if you see something red coming up, you better go run to that area,
yeah,
or like
absolutely.
Someone at least goes there.
So they're currently fighting over A, which is a good tactic. They need to get A back, because it meant that the other team had domination and they were pushing the capture gauge, the scoring gauge at the top all the way over. I'm not quite sure why TemplassinS felt the need to taunt then. They really need to do something more than just taunt to win this game at the moment, because it's getting closer and closer to them being locked out.
Definitely. I mean, it looks like they're going to capture this area, but really, they are so far behind. There comes the kill.
Yeah.
I think they should still capture it.
So
however,
no,
weren't there two of them in the thingy?
There was two capturing it, but I think there was also two defending it.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen the second one then.
For me, what I think TemplassinS really needs to do now, they need to communicate. They need to have one person on defense to stop someone from taking their A zone, but then they need to do what we know is like overloading an area, or rushing an area. So sending all 3 of the other players on the team to one area to capture it. They captured it, which is great, but you can see that the gauge is going back round again. They haven't taken out the remaining Français. Now they've taken them. Okay, so now they have the 2 zones. So now they're in a slightly better position. But that's 4 minutes on the clock. It's going to take a long time for them to push that gauge back.
Yeah, unless they get B now as well and get to domination. So that could maybe work to get it into the middle.
If they get domination, they will definitely push the gauge all the way back in the time. If they don't, 4 minutes, it seems like a long time, but it's going to go quite quickly. That gauge doesn't move really fast, as you can tell. I think if they don't allow Assassin Français to get one of the zones again, I think they may just get it, but we're going to see. I think it's going to be very tight at the moment, and we can see that Assassin Français are back on the offensive. They're trying to take C. We can see 2 of Templar Assassin now rushing to C to try and protect it, try and take out who it is. They don't know who it is. I'm guessing one of them's in the hay bale.
Maybe the one hanging onto the house.
But now, unfortunately, they've lost it. That means
that they're going to be killed.
Yeah, they're going to be killed. It makes it a lot harder.
Also, of course, it's going to be very different to what we saw in Manhunt, where you are the target for a whole 5 minutes. So you obviously going to have your abilities like being focused on being a target. So obviously in Domination, as it does change a lot, depending on if you have your territory or not, if you're going to go for attacking, etc. So obviously, I guess the abilities are going to be set up a little bit different, maybe a bit another variation. What do you prefer to have when you play Domination?
Yeah, so we've seen some of them already using shield, smoke, pistol, or knives, which is a fairly standard Domination setup. But I've seen. I haven't seen anyone using it yet, but I expect to see people using things like teleport, which, as you can imagine, you activate it and you teleport from one place to another in the map very quickly. That's a really good way of getting across the map quickly, or sneakily getting into a zone without people noticing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I can see someone already has bodyguard.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Having brain malfunction again. So yeah, they've got bodyguard. I can't remember if we talked about. I think we did talk about bodyguard, but for those who may not have watched the stream yesterday, bodyguard is an ability you set off, and it turns anyone near you, any one of these NPCs that we can see walking around who aren't players, it will turn them into effectively a bodyguard. That bodyguard is going to try and protect you, but it only lasts for a few seconds. If you have a target locked, that bodyguard will run over and basically punch the person you have locked, stunning them. But you can use the bodyguard to effectively allow the enemy to kill that bodyguard, and that means you can get a free stun. We see there the French word for lure. Excuse my pronunciation.
No, it's perfect. Loved it.
But that basically means what I was saying, that someone had killed the wrong person, had killed an NPC, and that means that they're vulnerable for a few seconds, and that means that the other team can get a free stun.
Yeah, and that obviously can make a lot of a difference, mostly as the time is ticking, mostly also in the eras itself. Ability which I quite actually liked was Morph. Yep. As it felt so hard for me as a beginner, more or less, to hide, as there haven't been like so many places to really like be sneaky about it in those little areas. So I felt like Morph was a good way to go about it, as it just like transfers civilians around you into your lookalikes. So it might be a bit easier. I don't know. Do you think the pros are going to use that, or is that too newbie? I don't know.
No, I think it could be interesting. We might see them using it. I don't know. It's not going to be useful here. I mean, they've lost it. But they
probably can tell it apart.
Yeah,
well, yeah. Now it's a warm up anyway. So.
Yeah. Yes, of course. I was thinking this wasn't the warm up, so we don't
know. Oh, you were already in the zone.
I was already in the zone. I thought this was.
Sorry.
So that's interesting. I thought Templar Assassin had lost it. Maybe they were deliberately holding back. I think that's a possibility. Don't know. We saw some semi-high scores there. Would expect to see a few higher scores, but again, this mode is not about the score like it was in Manhunt. Scores are good, but at the end of the day, you need to work as a team, and that might mean one person scoring very low amount of points. But that doesn't matter. If they're just defending a zone and stopping anyone from taking it, I think that's quite important as well.
I mean, this time we can't get angry at the people who are using pistols and stuff the whole time. Like,
no,
because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, this time they don't have to play fancy killing stuff, so they just have to win and get those areas. And they are pumped.
They are definitely pumped.
I mean, the cheerleader more so than anyone else, obviously, as per usual. But yeah, I'm definitely very interested how he's going to turn out. I don't trust that warm-up. Like, I don't think any of them really showed their skills. If I would have to bet my jelly beans on one of the teams, I'm betting in jelly beans.
Okay,
that's a safe way to go about it. Yeah. Also, sometimes they can be pretty disgusting, so I didn't lose much, did I?
Yeah.
Probably only give like the salty ones, really weird stuff. I would actually almost count my jelly beans on Assassin Français.
Okay, yeah, well...
I mean, do you want to go for the other team just for the sake of it?
I'm not sure.
Otherwise, our bet is not quite working.
Yeah, I guess you kind of forced my hand to choose Templar Assassin. And unfortunately, I chose them on the first round on Manhunt. And they
you did. That disappointed you. Do you really want to do that again?
Well, I don't know. What can I say? I mean, I guess I'm going to have to root for them now. Luckily, we're only betting jelly beans, so...
Actually, well, luckily. They can be pretty darn good.
Oh, are we off? I think we're off.
We are in the game.
Here we go, and they're using teleports straight away.
Teleport and the animal shield and knives we have there.
Yeah.
And they're getting excited over there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Well done right there, but he really has to get away. I'm not sure if he can actually make stuff work here. One of his teammates already dead, and the second one gets the other death. And
we see that Assassin Français have taken an early lead. It's very important, something I didn't cover at the very start. Both teams spawn in and are next to A and C. So one team's next to A, the other team's next to C. But no one is next to B. They're basically at equal distance away. And that one. And what we saw there was Assassin Français rushing B to get control, because obviously having the two zones rather than one zone, they're pushing that gauge in the positive way for them. And they're doing an okay job at defending, bit sloppy, but it doesn't...
Okay, bit sloppy, you know.
Style really doesn't matter in this mode. It's all about controlling the zones and controlling the zones well.
Yeah, and they're playing a fast-paced game. Seems to work out so far. So there comes the other kill, and still the area is defended. Let's talk a little bit about the map, as that one is set up a little bit differently than all the others. It's not set up in a circle where you have A, B, and C, like, all lined up in a circle, but you have them like after each other.
Yeah, this is one of the only maps where the territories are kind of split into three, where it's just effectively a long bar. I don't know if we can switch to the.
If there is a way that we can see the zones to quickly explain that, that would be lovely.
If not,
that would be lovely too. But yeah, then you just have to imagine. Tim is going to make an awesome job at explaining this to you.
I will attempt to. Hopefully we'll switch to it in a second.
Now, I already announced you're doing an awesome job, so technically you have to.
Okay, so we're
not so good so far.
Not so good. I'm just watching the action on the screen, trying to see what if something exciting's going to happen. Unfortunately, what seems to be happening at the moment is Templar Assassin, my team that was forced upon me, seems to be...
You're welcome.
They seem to be trying to overload a zone, but they're not doing a quick enough job. They're not going all in at the same time. What you saw there was 3 of them attacking A, but one of them ran in first, and the other 2 came in afterwards. Really, they should be trying to overload it with 3 at the same time.
Yeah, they dribble in like little lands, so it's not quite the right way to go on about it. I mean, okay, he defended himself now for another few seconds using the smoke bomb here on the ceiling, but still, obviously, Ayer and his teammate, who's the one on the bomb?
We could see them taking it. They're using a trick where one stays inside the zone, the other one runs outside.
It does work.
They just got it.
Well done.
But now they need to stop themselves from being stunned. But I think, we have 3 Assassin Français members.
That's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to keep that zone.
Also, of course, depending where the other one just spawned, he has to run back to there. And depending on the zone, it can get really, really hard to do so. And as we just saw, that was really hard to do so.
Okay. Yeah, so, they weren't able to do it. Unfortunately, 3 people in that zone. I mean, if I had been on Templar Assassin, I think I would have said, right, we've lost A, let's push hard on B instead, which is the other zone, because obviously, if you know that 3 people are in one zone defending it, obviously there's only going to be one person maybe on the border or defending the other one, so you can push that one.
Yeah, it's all about that kind of quick decision making to like switch fast enough to still like occupy the other team, kind of make them feel like you're still coming on for that one zone, but then going up against another one. Didn't quite work out here so far. So yeah, currently Assassin Français still in the lead. And
interestingly enough, I've just noticed that Rapido, who we're currently following, he has a perk we talked about yesterday. He's using what's known as Animus Hack. He currently has 4 kills. He needs another 4 kills without being stunned or without dying in enemy territory. When he gets the Animus Hack, that means he is going to be almost unstoppable. And what that I'm being distracted by the cheerleader, as we call them, pulling strange faces. Yeah, so with Animus Hack, he basically is going to be able to kill people from a distance. He's going to be able to lock onto them and just hit X and kill them. And that's a really good way of locking someone out of a position. So at the moment, we see Assassin Français really dominating here, as the game mode suggests.
Well done. Good reason for calling it like that. Then I mean, okay, there comes the knife, and the kill will come right afterwards. Although there is a smoke bomb, so if he gets away now, which he really should, I don't. Is he really? Yeah. I mean, there's. Oh, okay. There were some teammates as well. One get killed. The other one pull off a good stun. Although, will he get it? I think they're going to capture it.
No. Oh no. Yeah.
He got out in time. They did capture it, however. But then now once more they haven't enough. Though, if it gets the other one, where's the second one?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell from this position whether he's killed the other guy, the other Assassin Français member.
I guess we're gonna see.
No, they still own B and C.
Yeah,
no, sorry. What's happened now is while they were attacking A, keeping them distracted, they've owned B since the start. They've dominated B, and one of them, I think, sneaked around, got the C position. So while everyone was focusing on A and a big fight over A, they've now caught C, and they are still in a position.
Pretty much what we just said before. Like one team goes for A, and then they just swap around to C because they felt like there's no need to actually keep on holding that. And it actually does look like this game is going to end prematurely before the time runs out, as Assassin Français is still in the lead, and the bar keeps on getting closer and closer and closer to their opponent's side.
I'd gauge we've got about 20 seconds left of the game if they don't manage to pull it back. If they don't manage to capture one of the other zones, start pushing that gauge back.
And it really seems like their mode here. That would be another 3 points, and it is the 3 points. And Pomp is a proud little muffin. And he should be. I mean, I'm honestly really happy it goes in there for even that, because I really didn't like the fact that one team is like a bit further off. So I'm really happy for them. No bias, not because I rooted for that team.
Yeah, not because you win jelly beans, right?
Templassin.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them. What do you feel that? Did they do something incredibly wrong, or was that just a timing thing? Like, I don't know.
It's kind of hard to say. Sometimes you're going to get into a position where you don't know what the other team's doing. You're trying to guess, but it's kind of hard. They pushed A. I think their mistake there was they pushed A. They failed to get A, or they got it briefly and then lost it. What they should have done is then change tack, going immediately for B instead of pushing A again. They got into that trap of, kind of the red mist descends, and they're just focused on trying to get 1 point. And you can't let that happen because normally when you kind of show your hand and they're just attacking one position, you're going to put all your defenses in that position as well. So, and I think that's maybe where they went wrong. As you say, it's great to see Assassin Français now with 6 points. They're still away behind, but who knows? This could be
It could
starting
definitely be comeback time.
Yeah, it could be comeback time.
Also, of course, what Noctalia mentioned before, that those two teams haven't faced each other because they're playing on different platforms. One of those teams, I think, is playing it on the Xbox. The other one is playing it on PC. So you can't like face off against the other ones like online way around. So as they played Manhunt yesterday, they didn't know what to expect from the other team. Now, of course, the same thing happening again. They don't know how the team is playing it in Domination, so that can make for like once more like a whole new like getting into it, learning how the other one is doing it. But lucky enough, we're playing in a best of 3. So we have 2 more maps to go. We're going to play out all the maps once more, explaining the system for everyone who didn't join us yesterday. We have 3 maps overall being played because we need the points. If you win a map, you get 3 points. If it is a tie, you get 1 point each. If you lose, obviously you get no points whatsoever. At the end of the day, we're going to count those points together. If you win the day itself, you get 2 extra points, and the one which has the most points with the points from yesterday as well will actually be the overall winner and the Abstergo champion.
I understood that. I hope everyone else did.
I'm not sure if they did. It got really complicated midway through, but I just kept on going because I already started. We'll
keep going back to the scoreboard, though.
Yes.
We'll explain it as the day goes on. So already an early lead again. We're now following TemplassinS, but Assassin Français, they started off with a good lead, but now we can see TemplassinS fighting back very quickly, very hard. They're trying to hold B. We're currently laughing because we can hear all sorts of interesting language coming from one of the French teams. I think they're getting quite frustrated.
Yeah, they don't sound too happy. Although I learned yesterday that certain words, which sound fairly rude to my ears, could also mean something exciting and nice, like it's a way of saying, "Way," kind of thing. Probably not, but I'm just trying to make it better. So.
Yeah, so we're now seeing TemplassinS on the defensive. They're trying to protect B, and no, someone's still in B. They've just lost B. Now they're at a disadvantage because they're going to get killed. They need to get a stun on. Yeah, so they managed to get a stun, but that player that you can see who stood up, what I'm trying to describe, they just got the kill on them. What they were using, they have a perk called. Resilience, which means that after being stunned they can get up much quicker than normal, and that's a very important ability in this particular mode in Domination, because often you are going to get stunned if you're defending.
I mean, you can see how fast that little bar goes on B. You see how fast you can capture it. So obviously you don't want to be stunned for too long. And also that can keep you in a stun lock if everyone just comes over and if you work a little bit together as a team. And right now that looked good for TemplassinS, as they did get that area back. So once more they're on B and C. They do see one of their opponents being on the roof, yet managed to jump off again. Let's see if the Lord Junior is going to take her out. No, he isn't. She did cut away. And yeah, let's quickly actually go over the names so you're not confused as who we do follow all the time. Le TemplassinS are with a roster here with the Lord Junior. Aphrodisia, I'm not quite sure. Is she the woman? We didn't confirm it yesterday.
Didn't confirm it.
We just assume she is the one girl in the team. Also, we have Karma Tenzin. I think he's only called Karma 10 or something in the game.
Yep.
I haven't actually checked it out.
Right.
And also we have Frank. And yeah, on the team from the Assassin Français, we have Rapido and Black Slayer, Ayer and Diablo Anto, who I think is only called Diablo. I'm not quite sure. The thing with the nicknames is also like, it's a bit of a thing, you know, like how do you pronounce it? What are all those number meaning? Like X_X2386 something. Like, oh, okay. I actually asked him though. I asked, which one did I ask? I think I asked Frank. No, I asked Mallet from the Le Furtives, and he told me that 13004 is a postal code of where he lives.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
As you do.
Mysterious numbers. Already making sense.
We're at 6 minutes 10 to go. We're seeing Templar Assassin fight back. This is a much closer match this time. We're seeing a lot of fights over different zones. They're definitely switching depending on which one they're going on. That was a good smoke bomb. He's going to get a kill. Nope. He got stunned. That was a little unfortunate as he jumped in there.
Yeah, however, his teammate managed, both teammates managed to get kills on those lovely Pocahontas. What's her actual name?
It's Alsumse is the character name.
But it's okay to call her Pocahontas, right? I'm not the only one.
I'm sure the viewers will understand who you're talking about.
Probably. Okay, we have male Pocahontas and like the female Pocahontas. I'm talking about the male one. No, the female one, that one.
Yeah. So, yeah, starting to see a bigger lead now with Templar Assassin. They're really changing it around. They're working much better as a team, particularly as Assassin Français had the lead at the very start, but they seem to have pushed it back. They're in quite a good position now.
That was nice. It is a contested kill. Either way, points don't matter here, really. He did got knives to his face, but yet managed to get that kill off. So they're still defending B and C, although C is currently being captured. Do they defend it? I can't quite. Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure. We might switch shortly to C.
I hope we do switch to the players. That's exactly what I wanted. Exactly. Thank you very much, production. But yeah, I think we are on C now. C.
Oh, and the player we're following, Aphrodisia, she currently has what I was talking about before, which is Animus Hack. You will see the X above people's heads. She's now going to try and take out as many people as possible. She can do it at range. It's a really useful ability. She's managed to get 8 kills in a row, I believe. And yeah, she has about probably another 5 seconds left to use her Animus Hack.
I think it was an interesting decision of her to wait up there and not jump in right away, like letting the enemies capture the area before. I mean, she did die now. Do you think it was good what she did, or do you reckon she should have gone in earlier? It's
a bit tricky there. What I think she was doing there was she was deliberately holding back because, as I say, she can use the Animus Hack to kill people at a distance. The trouble is she also had some of her friends in the zone. They were trying to kill as well. So they'd kill when she was going to go for the hack. Mm-hmm. Just because you have Animus Hack, it doesn't mean you're invulnerable. And of course, the last thing you want to do is you've spent all that time building up to it. You don't want to then be stunned or killed and lose it, or lose the time to use it. So I think that's why she held back. It didn't pay off, but they seem to have managed to still hold control. They've lost C, but they're in a very good position at the moment. If they keep it up, if they keep doing what they're doing at the moment, I think we could see the first win for Templar Assassin right now.
Definitely. I mean, it does look like they're going to keep on getting C back. Yeah, there it goes. Good stun right there. I mean, his teammate just got killed, but he will get the next kill. He will either get sent or the other one is running away. I think so. No, actually, Frank did kill Cible. What?
No, I'm not sure what Karma was doing there.
But yeah, interesting, Karma, interesting.
Yeah, we do occasionally see some slightly odd behaviour, I think. It could be nerves, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a bit different when you're performing and you know there are cameras on you, you know people watching live at home.
No, it really is a huge difference. A lot of people underestimate that, but this is the first time those guys are coming out to play in a tournament. It's the first time there is actually a tournament on Assassin's Creed 3 multiplayer. So once more, of course, as we did remind you yesterday already, give us your feedback. We'd like to know what you think about the casting, about the game itself, about anything you can think of. Constructive, obviously, is what helps us the most.
Absolutely. We were reading what was put on the forum. We got some excellent tweets from some of the community giving us constructive criticism yesterday. We want to hear more of it. It was really good, as you will see, and as Charlotte earlier on mentioned, we're going to try and get some interviews with the teams, because we know that's one of the things you asked for. Oh, is that another Animus Hack? It looks like Lord has now got an Animus Hack.
It does indeed, and it looks like they're going to get A as well, and now they're starting capturing C. So now, of course, the question is, where are the Assassins Français? Are they going for the C? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, there she comes for the C, and she getting onto the civilian. Smoke bomb being used. Will he get able to get that stun? No. Oh, yeah, actually he is.
Got a stun, then got a kill, managed to capture it back.
Nice.
So what we saw Lord do there, I think that was very interesting. He didn't panic. He didn't worry. The other player was worrying clearly. Came running in, killed a civilian, then did a defensive move, dropped a smoke bomb to stop Lord from immediately coming in and stunning. He didn't move. He did everything right, and then managed to get. Well, it was a contested stun. Sorry, no, it was a. He managed to get the stun at the end, and then got the kill straight away.
No, I think that was really nice to see. As being so calm and just like not worry too much is really. I don't know. There must have been nerves of steel. I couldn't do that. Hence, I'm casting and not being a pro player, I guess. So yeah, they're gonna lose C. However, he did get the kill slightly before. If they get a good stun ratio now onto that one, it will work. Although, if we look at the time and at the bar, it looks like it's an obvious thing.
It is. An obvious
now,
thing.
obviously, nice to see it not going one-sided. So once more, we're gonna have a 1-1 in our first match, and we're really, really happy about that. And they're gonna go for the countdown, and that means TemplassinS are gonna take the second map, and happiness is being shared. I gotta say, their cheerleader isn't as cheery as
He's not. But you know, maybe that's it. Maybe there's a certain quiet confidence in him.
Oh, yeah, that could be it. That could be it, definitely.
Yeah. So we now see Assassin Français. They're looking. Other than the cheerleader, they're looking a bit disappointed, as you can see on their face. I think there's a telling sign there that, as we talked about before, they really need to win as many games as possible because they were so behind. Because now, if I'm correct, I think TemplassinS in the global leaderboards, they're now on 12 points. And I think that Assassin Français are on 6. And Fruitif are currently still in the lead. So Assassin Français, you know, next few maps, they really need to win.
Fruitif, they shouldn't win anything. And Assassin Français should win
They have to
pretty
win
much
everything else.
Yeah.
No, because even then, if Fruitif lose but Templar Assassin win.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think what we need to see here for Assassin Français to stand a chance of winning, we need to see a couple of draws between Fruitif and Templar Assassin.
Yeah, actually.
And draws. As you can probably guess, it's
That's
actually
hard.
very hard.
Mostly in that mode, it's really hard. Like keep that bar in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't.
There's about.
I
think it's about 2 seconds between it going from. You know, the middle to one side of the other.
That would be very interesting if we could see that.
I've seen it happen before.
Really?
I have seen it happen before. Not seen it in competitive, but I have seen it happen before. Or certainly in games I've been in. We'll see.
Almost competitive. Almost competitive.
You'll see some fun competitive games later on.
Yeah, but you were promising us that Team Pickles is going to do better than
I
the
think
Baguettes
so.
today.
I'm feeling more confident about Domination.
So I assume you stayed in here and practiced?
Yes, a little.
That sounds promising. Thanks.
So we just saw top-down view, and here we go. We're now playing on Northwest Passage. You saw a quick glimpse of the top-down view. This is more a traditional way of splitting the map up, and we're going to see who got to be. Again, he uses teleport. Assassin Français uses teleport, and they start off with the early lead. But as we saw on the last map, they got an early lead, but then they lost it and couldn't get it back. This time they seem to be holding it a little better. I think they put a little more into defending B, and they underestimated Templar Assassin on the last round.
Definitely. I mean, they know how much is on stake for them, so basically losing is not an option for them anymore. And yeah, going to be interesting to see how that all will play out. We did talk about the maps on Manhunt a lot. We did already mention a lot that a lot of players don't quite like it as much, and I just feel it's really, really hard to score on it. Although I feel that in Domination, the areas are split pretty conveniently, and the ways you can run from area to area are actually pretty, like, not obvious, but they're like easy, it feels to me.
Yeah,
like there's not
multiple different routes as well, and there's certain routes that will make you more obvious than other routes. We talked about chase breakers yesterday. You'll see throughout the map, you'll see certain areas that look like little doorways or holes that have like a glowing effect. If you run through that, you're going to stop people from following you because an effect will happen and some wood will fall down or the doors will close or something like that. However, no NPCs, none of the lookalikes, as we call them, that you can see in the map that aren't players, none of those ever walk through areas that chase breakers are. So if you choose to go through that way, you're also making yourself very obvious. So it's good to use those just for escape.
Yeah, definitely. as it will prevent your opponents to actually go through right after you.
Okay. Again, we're seeing the
nice.
successful stun, and immediately he was panicking. He dropped the smoke bomb because he thought he was going to be rushed. I don't think that was a bad call, but what we saw was Blackie, the person we're viewing, he stayed calm. He didn't bother rushing in straight away.
No, and he did well. I mean, they gave them the time, although now it looks like they're going to take back B. There comes the kill just in time.
Oh, this is interesting.
Smoke bomb.
Yep, he teleported in, uses a smoke bomb, gets a free stun, then his teammate gets a kill. Looks like TemplassinS pushing back on B.
Yes, and now obviously we're hoping for a quick shift of Assassin Français onto another area, as that one was crowded with like 3, I think, of TemplassinS. So that could be fairly dangerous, and we do see them shifting to Z, and currently it does work out as they will capture that area. Now the opponent coming up from that little hill.
Some nice team play there, nice defensive team play. Ayor, who we were watching, he was just waiting in the crowd. He waited for the right time to throw a knife. Good timing. Because he used the knife, it stopped the guy in his tracks, and he fell down and couldn't continue the chase, which gave him and his teammates extra time to capture that position. So some smart play coming from the Assassin Français. They didn't panic. They didn't do what we've seen Templar Assassin do in the past, where they decided we must get back B. They just switched, went for C. So smart play there by Assassin Français.
Yeah, and we did see that Le TemplassinS are trying to attack A. Diablo actually not really bothering too much about that, and just working as a lookout, probably trying to... maybe he's scared that they're going to go for C right afterwards, so he doesn't want to leave it unattended.
And he's at one of the highest positions in the map right there.
I hate that position because people just throw gunshots at you every time you even try to sneak up, so it's very hard to get there.
So now we're seeing Templar Assassin pushing back again. They now hold 2 positions. We can see Diablo. He's trying to be sneaky right here. He's not rushing in. He's not giving his position away. He's letting one of his friends, Blackie, get in there, draw the attention. They are both aware of 2 enemies. So we... Oh, no. He's going to get a stun, but is he going to get a stun on the other one? What happened there, what you saw there, was that he went for the stun. He initiated the stun, but he initiated the stun slightly too late. And the other player managed to get the kill in first. And so, as we know, we talked about yesterday, between 2 players, if you attack and kill... if you are the attacker, you will always have the benefit of the doubt over the stunner when it comes to X versus X, as we call it.
And we do see Blackie coming in and dragging his opponent who just captured the area.
I think we saw Blackie die. Yeah.
Did Blackie die?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. He jumped in and then someone got thrown out.
But he ended up getting killed.
All right. And Rapido trying to defend. A.
Yeah.
But there's a kill just
slightly before. He got a contested kill, but unfortunately that's not going to help them there.
Yeah, so Assassin Français now kind of has to work a bit more as a team once more. It felt that they dribbled in at 2 of the areas, just like whatever.
So,
oh darn!
Oh darn! We hear in the background there. If any of you speak, if any of you speak French and you hear that, apologies.
They didn't say anything, but like "Sapoli popette."
Yes, exactly. Zut alors.
Oui.
So,
Mon Dieu.
We are now seeing... here we go. So this gives you a better idea of the positions we've been looking at. If memory serves, Assassin Français currently own A and C, I think.
Yeah. No, B and C.
That's
exactly what we said, just different.
Of course, things are constantly changing. As you see, this is actually a very fast-paced game. A lot of things changing all the time. You know, you're constantly... It's like a game of cat and mouse, basically.
Mm-hmm. I like that Ayer called his ability set Hunter.
Hunter.
Yeah.
That is very... very serious.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's not just like... I call mine set 1, set 2. But you can also,
attack
of course...
and defense.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like Hunter, like he he has meanings for those things. That's good. That's good.
I think I'm going to have to
What
ask
is
people
he?
to suggest names for my sets.
That is
Nothing
actually
rude.
a very good
Yeah,
idea.
they should
So go
suggest-
on Twitter, go at niche with a being all lead as you are. It's a
Yeah.
N1TCH.
Yep. Nothing rude or offensive, of course. But yeah, why not?
I like caterpillar.
Caterpillar. I'll have 2 sets, I think, for Domination.
Caterpillar and butterflies. That's
Caterpillar
like,
and
you know,
butterfly.
no,
Good
more,
ideas.
more defensive, caterpillar.
Okay, so 2 minutes 45 to go. We are seeing Assassin Français still winning, trying to defend A, successfully defending A at the moment, it seems.
I love those kind of kills. I just look so fancy.
The neck break.
And there's still someone in there. Is he
Yeah.
in the stack
No,
of skin?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I think... there he was.
There he is.
But they managed to get him. I'm not sure if he was blended. It's very hard when you're viewing because the person is constantly switching the camera around. I don't know whether he was blended using a disguise, so we didn't know what he looked like. Maybe he was using one of the abilities known as Glimmer, which basically, if you're not moving, it makes you invisible for around 8
I mean, you
to
can
10
still
seconds.
kind of see it. Like, it's just a bit of a glare.
It's a bit like the Predator. So the faster he moves, the more bright he becomes, the easier it is to see.
Yeah, but everyone who knows how to handle like a T-Rex, for example, shouldn't have a problem, right?
T-Rex?
Don't move, and he doesn't see you. Didn't she watch
I see.
Jurassic
Sorry,
Park?
yes.
Dear me.
I thought we were talking about Predator.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyway.
1 minute 40 left to go. I think Assassin Français, if they keep this up, they're in a very good position. It's going to take a
We're in a
lot.
very good position. Look at this dead body. Of
Yeah, as one of them dies. That doesn't matter. You can sacrifice yourself in this game, though. It's like we said before. We're going to keep saying it throughout the day. It's not about the points this time. It's about controlling the zones and controlling the being defensive, offensive.
Really is. I like that Ayer was waiting there for a second just to make sure that he doesn't get stunned right away from the second one coming in, getting the kill, letting the stun go off on his teammate who also got a kill. So that was very well played by those two Assassin Français. And we have 1 minute left on the clock, and that does look very grim. I don't think the bar is going to go down that fast, so I really think that's Assassin Français' round.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for Assassin Français right now. Sorry, my apologies for Templar Assassin.
Those assassins.
Yes, those guys.
The other ones.
Yeah, so, and we are now watching Blackie. It looks like he is taking on he's holding A, but what he can do here is he can just watch out for anyone moving quickly. And as we talked about yesterday, and you just saw there, you'll see LT appear above an enemy player's head if they are doing something that we call a high-profile move in front of you. They're basically not being stealthy, and the disadvantage of not being stealthy is you get an instant LT above your head, which means I can quickly get a lock on you.
I mean, this game really is all about being sneaky, even with your kills and everything else. 1 second, and Assassin Français has made it again. So now in their first match, they managed to gain 6 points overall, and that puts them with 9 points on the board, and that actually got them a bit back, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely a good way to start the whole thing. Obviously, it would have been nicer for them to win all three.
All three, absolutely.
But either way, that was still really well played, and yeah, I'm really curious as to which two teams you're going to see playing up against each other next. I'm just going to assume it's going to be Les Furtifs going up against Templassin. Do we know which is playing?
It'll be the losers, who was Templar Assassin playing against Furtif.
Yeah, I guess so. So they basically, as we mentioned before, they would need ties. So Assassin Français has to hope for ties between those two teams. And as we mentioned, that is rare, to say the least.
So it's
gonna be interesting to see if that is gonna work out at all.
But we are going to see because Templar Assassin won one round that time, they now are on, I think, 12 points. So 12, 15 points of the global leaderboard at the moment. Now it's a little more pressure on Furtif. Yeah, so they really need to stay ahead of the curve. The pressure is on them. They've got to beat Templar Assassin because they don't know, as we talked about, their game is not domination, at least what we've heard.
Yeah.
And we don't know how they're going to do against Assassin Français. I'd certainly say Assassin Français made easy work on the first round, Not so much, obviously, on the second, but the third round, I think they proved that they brought it back. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this next match holds.
Definitely. I actually want to get out two other girls in here for talking quickly about the match, as they also watched it. I just assume, yeah. Come on, pretty ones, join us. Can't ever have enough awesomeness on stream, I would say. So, there they are. Hello and welcome back, you two. So, Subject and Noctalia joining us again. Yeah, you're in serious mode right now. Yep. What? So, did you guys watch the match?
I did.
Have you been as happy as we have been?
I have
Français coming back like that.
Yeah,
so,
I was quite excited.
What were your thoughts about those 3 maps?
Animus hack.
All right, that's a good thought.
The maps don't really, for me, I don't think they make a difference really for that particular mode. I wouldn't mind playing in any map for that, really. But the animus hacking also.
Okay.
Yeah, really.
Good to know for later.
Really? Yeah, really.
That's good.
I was
you won't be
serious
voting on the maps.
Yeah,
then,
I was
later.
serious earlier. Yeah.
No, I mean, for me, I think the maps do change because certain areas, I think there are certain routes you can take. Like I was saying earlier on, often it's all about who gets the lead at the start, who gets to B first. I mean, sometimes I see, not in competitive play, but sometimes I see people even forget to take their own position that they spawn next to. So you see everyone rush to B or to C, and then you think, oh, we didn't get... didn't get A. I'd be amazed if we see that today. I'd be disappointed if I saw that today, but I do see that happen in game when we're playing. So I think it's important to keep your head, to know the quickest routes through to different zones, especially when you've got to defend and you've got to try and overload it. And we see the scoreboard now.
So, yeah, we have 9 points finally for now I'm speaking German, I don't know where that one comes from. Français, Templassin are currently with 12 points on the board and still leading the Furtif. And they will play against Templassin in just a bit. So, what did you thought about the games in general? Did you like what you see? Did you see some stuff which you didn't like so much? Or did you thought they both played really well?
No, I loved it all. The animus hack, though, the animus hacking, that was a really good tactic. I think that was a smart move. Did you watch?
I did. I was also on the English casting channel answering people. They're saying, a lot of them are saying hi to you right now, by the way. Oh. They're really excited to see you on screen. I'm just saying.
Say hi back, I'd say.
Someone's saying coffee, I think, a lot.
That's my boyfriend's watching.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome. Yeah. You're lucky.
Now you broke a lot of little hearts out there. Sorry, it's taken.
Anyway, I did watch the games, yes. We had the Furtif in a separate room so that I wouldn't see what was happening during the game, and they were just listening to everybody getting really excited at points, and it was really cool. They just don't know any of the strategies of the 2 other teams. That's going to be making it interesting for them, especially as they're not domination specialists, I think. So I'm excited to see
Did they
this.
have to be in another room, or did they choose to be in another room?
No, they had to.
They had to?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Was
that a rule?
You go in another room, and we pushed. No, we didn't push them, but they're in another room.
But yeah, you backhand slapped them, and then you took the chloroform out of your...
Probably stun them.
That works just as well.
I just hope they wake up for their game, which is happening now.
That would be convenient. Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, the next people to cast, I think, is going to be you two lovely fellas, right? Or who's going to be you?
It's going to be me, Tim, and Damien, our game director, should be joining us as well. So, and I'll be taking questions. See, I took my laptop, so we're going to be able to answer a few questions of you guys during the stream as well. So please don't hesitate to ask anything you would like to know about the game.
Exactly, and I guess we two are gonna watch the games and have our own thoughts of it, so I can see you getting excited. You're so smiley, that's so nice. So the next game should hopefully start any minute, and we have 3 minutes apparently. I just got told, so we still have any time of the world to go and get ourselves some snacks, as it should be lunchtime, is it? Ish. So don't go anywhere, or don't go far at least. Come back right away. Also, please make sure to also check out the French stream, which is also running. They also have footage from the players and some other cool stuff. So definitely just open both streams to join both times awesomeness. It's definitely very important for you to do. Don't forget to tweet at us to win some cool codes. So make sure to tweet at Abstergo Invit.
Yes,
or
that's right.
at Noctalia or at Nitch, being lead, having a 1 as an I. Wow. And yeah, we're gonna sorry. And we're gonna launch a quick trailer and then we're gonna be right back with the next game.